Hi Gemini, I'm Anushka, thank you for joining me. And right, this is your March horoscope. So March is going to be a really big month. For you, it's going to be in terms of communications with groups of people. It's going to be networking. It's going to be friendship groups. It's going to be your ideals and causes that you belong to and just your place in society and in the world, really. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of action in your 11th house, and there's quite a process going on in that area, which I will talk you through. So first off, we start the month on the 1st with the Moon, Venus, Mars and Uranus all conjunct in your 11th house. So there's, like I said, there's a big push for you to network and for you to communicate with people, to collaborate with people. You really want to be out there and your ideas could be received really, really well. You could find that you're having a lot of opportunity to expand and work with different people, and that you're just coming across in a really good way. And it's feeling quite positive and quite good, and you're a communicator, so you love this kind of stuff. So it should be quite a good start to the month for you. You should enjoy it. So where are we? On the 3rd, we have Jupiter opposing Uranus. And this is in your 5th house. And this is, so from your 5th house of Libra to your 11th house of Aries. So what I see here is that there could be the need for some sort of freedom. You might feel the need for some sort of shake-up. I'm getting the feeling that you want to break free of something. There's something that you're kind of tired of, that's outworn its use for you or its joy for you. It could be to do with creativity, if it's some sort of creative group you belong to, or something creative that you've been doing. It could even be love relationships, but there's something where you're seeking a kind of freedom and a break, and you really want to move forward. There's a big feeling of freedom that goes throughout the whole month, if I'm honest, and there's a big desire for you to express yourself. So on the 4th, and this is the big kind of news of the month, Venus goes retrograde. So when Venus goes retrograde, it means that we start to reevaluate things, and we start to get a bit more introspective about certain things, because we can't always be moving forward constantly. We have to pause and we have to reflect and go into the past sometimes in order to move forward. So Venus at the moment is in your 11th house, and it's going to be retrograding until the 15th of April, and it will go back into your 10th house of Pisces, which is your house of career. So first of all, starting off in Aries, like I said, the theme is very much about networking and groups and belonging. So you might start to think about groups you've belonged to in the past, people, friends you've been around, or maybe even causes that you fought for, and ideals and beliefs that you've had, and how they've served you. You might start to reflect upon different groups of friends, that you belong to, and whether they were good for you, or whether they are good for you, or whether they're not. You might feel the desire to get in touch with certain groups of people that you haven't spoken to in a long time and reconnect with people. If you feel that impulse, then I would say to go with it, because there might be some healing that could be done there. You might also see how your relationships in the past have affected you, and I don't mean love relationships, I'm talking friendships here and groups that you belong to. You might start to see how certain people who you hung around with maybe weren't the best for you, that maybe you could have done better, you could have had better influences around you. And so this month you will be looking at things like that, and you will be really examining where you belong, where you want to belong, and whether it's good for you, because we're talking about the heart, we're talking about the emotional well-being here. So this could be something that you start looking at a lot, and it's a good time to do it. You've got a lot of support and there's healing to be done. If you were in a situation where you were treated less than fairly, or where sometimes happens in groups of people, where maybe you were the scapegoat, or where you were led astray, you know, then that will start to become clear, and there's forgiveness and understanding that can be developed now for those times, for yourself and maybe even for others. Right, so on the 10th, we have Mars, which is in your 11th house. That moves into Taurus, your 12th house. So the drive has been very much in networking and being out there. So on the 10th, it's going to go a bit more quiet. Your drive is going to come down a little bit, and you're going to soften a bit. And that might actually, I think this is going to be good because it will support that retrospective feel of the month. So you know how I said about reconsidering groups you belong to, friendships, whether they were good for you, that kind of thing, healing that. So Mars going into the 12th house, and you know, which is a quiet house, it's a behind the scenes house. This will be good because it means you can get in touch with how you really feel, and you can do some deep digging, and that will support you just rethinking and reevaluating your friendships and circles. On the 11th, we have Mercury, which is of course your ruling planet, and that's conjuncting Chiron in Pisces, and that's your 10th house of career. So it's a lot of emphasis on the world out there this month. So Chiron, you know, this planet is known as the wounded healer. It's where we often need the most healing. So Chiron being in your 10th house of, sorry, I've lost myself now. So Chiron conjuncting Mercury in your 10th house. That tells me that there could be some sort of healing to do in regard to maybe how you've been perceived. Maybe you've been perceived in a way that wasn't really you, and that's really hurt you or damaged your reputation. Maybe you've had your reputation damaged by somebody. Maybe in your career there's been some sort of something that happened, or something that happened that caused some sort of a wound and made you a bit shy and a bit nervous about going ahead and stepping forward. So this could be a really good day to heal that, because it will bring up anything connected to your place in the world and your career and how you're seen by people at large. And it's a really good time to heal that. It could be that certain groups of people, whether they be co-workers or friends, it could be that certain groups of people haven't had your best interests at heart, and that somehow your reputation was damaged through your association with them. And so this could be a great time to heal that, you know. And once again, this is in support of the whole Venus retrograde, you know, so it's a healing time, good time for looking back, reflecting, so that we can then move forward again with healthier boundaries and a healthier sense of self, and able to make better decisions. On the 12th, there's a full moon in Virgo, which is your house of home, in your 4th house, and that's trined by Pluto in your 8th house. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of a culmination or an ending in regard to your home and family. You could be moving home. There could be some sort of a transformation. Something really big might happen on this day, or around the days surrounding it on the 12th, connected to home and family, whether it's a move, whether it's something just happens that shakes up the whole environment. But I'm seeing it more as being an ending, if I'm honest. I'm seeing it far more as being an ending. It could also be that it's a time of healing within the family. Maybe something traumatic happened. Maybe there was a death in the family not that long ago, and you could be having the service around these days, or there might just be some sort of closure. You might go to see somebody, a medium, a psychic, somebody like that, and gain some closure in regard to a loved one. I'm kind of getting that feeling. It could also be the mother could also be involved, because we're talking about the moon. So it could be the mother. If you've lost your mother not that long ago, it could be that you're looking for some healing and some closure in regard to that matter, or it could even be a healing of the relationship with your mother. But this is a good day for healing and powerful, and something, I feel something's going to come to an end, or going to close, you know, and I expect it to be in quite a powerful way, because Pluto is a very powerful sign and planet, and it is the planet of transformation. Okay, so that's on the 12th. On the 13th, Mercury enters Aries, so that goes into your 11th house. So the thinking, once again, is groups of people, networking, causes that you maybe believe in. So you are very, very focused on that. You know, you're very focused on, your communication could be fantastic at this point. You know, you could be saying all the right things on social networks, you might be fantastic. If you work in PR or marketing, this could be a really great time for you. And you might find that you're getting your message across really well, and you're communicating just brilliantly. You like to communicate anyway, so this supports you a lot. Right, what else do we have? So we have the Sun that follows Mercury on the 20th. That goes into the 11th house again, once again highlighting your 11th house, bringing a lot of energy to your 11th house. You want to be interacting with people. You might find that you are just putting yourself out there a lot more. It's going to be busy. I get the feeling it's going to be very busy. It's going to be a lot going on. But at the same time, you're going to be evaluating your friendship groups, you know, what people you belong to, who you work with, that kind of thing. On the 27th, there's a new moon. Oh, sorry, I've skipped something. On the 25th, we have the Sun conjunct Venus in Aries, and this is really nice. I feel like this is really lovely, positive energy. You might find that you find the people that you, say if you haven't, we all go through different phases, don't we? And say if you've been feeling like a bit disconnected and like you don't really belong anymore and that kind of thing, on the 25th you might find a group of people who you just click with, or you might find someone to collaborate with, or you might be inspired by something. There could be a new idea or a conversation that really, really ignites your enthusiasm, and it just makes you want to just get out there and get busy creating away or doing whatever it is that you do. But something on the 25th could really inspire you, and I think it's going to be around friendship groups, it's going to be around communication, it's going to be around networking. It's going to be a really good feeling thing. So that'd be really nice for you. That's followed 2 days later by the new moon in the same house of networking, communication, networking, friendships, and groups of people. So although you've been doing work here and you've been thinking about where you belong and reviewing things, there's so much activity here, it's crazy. So you've been doing all of that, and then come the 25th and the 27th, there are some new beginnings. There are some new, it's almost like for all of this pondering that you've been doing, you're starting to see some positivity and some fruits of your labour come forth, you know, because the new moon in Aries is like a new beginning. So once again, that could be new friendship groups, new ideas, a new, maybe like a new way to market yourself, perhaps. You know, something's going to be coming to you that's going to inspire you and that's going to bring some fresh energy in. On the 29th, we've got Mercury trine Saturn, and Mercury is going to be, surprise, surprise, in your 11th house, trining Saturn in Sagittarius, and that's your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. So it could be that you might find that you're building something with somebody, that that inspiration that you had on the 25th, you know, it could be that now you're implementing it and you're building something, whether it's to do with work or creativity or whatever. You're building something with somebody else. It could be that you're collaborating, and if that's the case, then this is great energy for it. It's great energy for you to work with somebody else, for you to be understood, for them to understand you, and it will be something that will last. It'll be something of lasting value, whether it's that you're building a business or whatever. It will be of lasting value, and I expect it to expand, you know? There'll be a lot of expansion around this. So that's a really positive aspect. That's really good. And I think you will enjoy that. And then we finish the month up with Mercury entering Taurus. So that's your ruler entering your 12th house. So after all of this thinking about networking and friendships and groups and where do I belong and possibly business as well, suddenly it starts to go a little bit quieter just at the end of the month. You know, I mean, we're talking right at the end of the month, but it starts to go a little bit quieter because you've had a very busy time. And it's going to be good because you're going to need a bit of downtime. And you might find that all of that busyness might leave you feeling a little bit drained. So at the end of the month, I think you're going to start feeling the need to just slow it down a little bit and take some time for yourself. And, you know, and just chill. And that will be going into April. Venus will still be retrograde. So you're still going to be looking at things to do with, you know, friendships from the past. It could be that an old friend becomes a lover, you know, or comes back into your life and there's an attraction there. And that can happen with Venus retrograde. And if that does happen, you know, I'd say pace yourself, enjoy it. If that's where you want to go, wouldn't rush anything. You've got enough going on anyway. I really wouldn't rush anything, and it's better to start relationships, especially serious ones, when Venus is moving forward, so that you have all your wits about you. You know, really, if someone does come into your life who you're attracted to, then just take it very easy, because like I said, you have enough going on. And this is a time for re-evaluation, networking, groups of new groups of people, finding out where you feel you belong. And it's healing around those issues, healing around career, healing around where do I belong, how have friends treated me in the past, how have I treated friends. So it's a really positive month if you work with the energy. There's a lot of support to be had there. Right, to finish off, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I'm going to give you a link to my site, which should be just up here. I'm giving away 4 free readings this month, and if you go to my site, you can choose which reading you want, and basically if you enter your details, tell me what reading you want, and I'll enter you into the draw. I'll be drawing names around probably the 15th. I might do it at the end of I'll do it at the 15th. I'll be drawing names around the 15th, and if you win, you get your free reading either this month or next month, depending on your schedule. I just thought it'd be a nice way to introduce myself, because this is my first series of astrology forecasts. So just so you all get to know me, I thought it'd be a nice way to introduce myself. If you're interested in a booking, then go to my site and fill in the details, or ask a question if you need to. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's going to be a really amazing month. It's one of the most important months of this year, in my opinion. So thank you so much. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.